Mommy, look.
No, this is not a VIP. This is this weekend and next weekend they're doing behind the scenes. This is Seaworld, San Antonio, Texas.
Can I go?
You gonna jump off the moon or?
That's probably one of the most common questions we get when we're like, this, you know? We interact with them. We aren't always interacting with them. As if they have a lot of healthcare in this country.
That's a good question. I don't know if the males interact with the females. I'm about to ask. Hold on one second.
Do this urine or?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Do they interact with each other, the males and the females?
They certainly can. Now, this social pairing, the two females together and the two males, that seems to be what works best for the welfare of the pod. Is that something we're working towards? Absolutely, but we still need to. We have some work to go.
Okay. And how deep is this pool?
The back pools are somewhere over 20 feet deep, and then the front pools 40.
Okay.
Alright, everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Hannah. I get the honor and privilege of talking you guys through this mission we're about to start with our two female killer whales. So I'm sure you guys got a great introduction of who is hanging out as habitat for us. But just in case you don't know their names, I'll go ahead and give you a quick introduction. But right here in front of me, this is Zachari. Zachari is the youngest member of our pod, and she has recently celebrated her 16th birthday. How exciting! So just a few days ago, she turned 16 years old. And now hanging out on the other side, Jacob, she's introducing herself if you heard that one, but it's Sakara. Sakara is our oldest member of the pod, and she is 34 years young. She's also the matriarch of this pod. Because we're going to live in a matriarch society, which means the females are going to be in charge, similar to other animals like elephants, hyenas, I believe there are humans, but killer whales live in a matriarchal society. So she is the leader of this whole pod. Not only just between the two females here, she's also dictating, kind of in charge of what's happening with the males too. She sure does have an influence on what we decide to do our day as triggers here throughout the day with our whales. Now, having the whales in our care is a huge privilege, but it also comes with a lot of responsibility. And one of those things that we can do to help us out with our health is to do different research projects, different research topics, to make sure that since we have these amazing animals in our care, we can learn as much as possible from them. So I'm going to be talking about a few of the different research topics. One of my favorites is the hearing study that we did. So this particular study actually involves our two males who you guys saw earlier, the kids who are, but we trained them very similar to how whenever we do a hearing test, you put headphones on, you push the button, play, which side you hear a sound from. But we trained our whales to make vocalizations of their waters if they occur coordinated. So whenever they vocalize, because the sounds come out of their vocal, if they're underwater vocalizing, that means those bubbles are going to be able to see from underwater and again they're vocalizing. So with that, I can also learn the full hearing range. And for perspective, humans, all of us, we can hear at about 20 kilohertz. While they can hear anywhere from 0.1 of a kilohertz all the way up to 120. So significantly more of a hearing range than us humans have. And the really cool thing about this study is that actually, too hard, he was able to hear upwards of 160 kilohertz. He had the best hearing of all of the whales that were involved in the study. And the reason that I like talking about this and kind of pointing this out is because they just remind us each and every day that just because they're all the whales doesn't mean they're the exact same. Just like how you and I are very different, they're equally as different between each other. So really quick, I'll go ahead and hear what's happening in our habitat. Just a moment ago, Jacob, he's actually doing an approximation of their killer whales, or with Sakara, but he is training her on how to be able to do eye drops. So if I can hear right now, he's really good at getting eye drops, but we want the other whales to be just as good as getting those eye drops. And car over there. So you'll see that biography container. Looks very similar to ones that you and I would use. Oh, and what's happening right here in front of us, Amy is going to ask Sakari for a urine collection. So she showed her the urine collection cup as a stimulus. So instead of just asking her to slide on her side like that, she showed her, hey, I'm going to get a urine sample. So she's showing her the cup. She asked her to slide out. She was able to collect that sample. And with these urine samples, we can learn a lot about the whales. Of course, with our two females, we're able to get more information about the hormone cycle, where they are at different phases. But we're also able to identify if we were to collect a signal, and also the female samples can identify the age of the killer whale, the gender of the killer whale, even if there's any pharmaceuticals in their diet, or what they eat in the last 24 hours. So you learn a lot of information from the different samples that we have here. Now that was a cool training process that I wasn't a part of, but I heard a lot about when they train their urines. But when you and I have to go to the bathroom, there's a whole lot of things. You have to think about it, you have to go to the restrooms, and just in case you guys have to go to the restroom, not just that way. But it's a whole big process. Whereas killer whales, they don't think about it, they just go to the bathroom. So comparing the two and asking them to consciously use the restroom to be able to collect a sample was a longer process than other behaviors might take. And of course, the amount of time it takes to train behavior is going to depend on the individual and of course which behavior you're training. But very perfectly enough, what she's doing here with Sakari is actually a huge part of being able to train how to collect the urine sample. So here are one of the girls who will hydrate them. There's lots of different ways that we can add extra hydration to their diet. So we're able to offer them water just like this. This is also one of our neurohusbandry behaviors, where we just pour fresh water right into the mouth and they swallow it. Now we can also tube them, but that process is a little bit more invasive and it has to be done in a whale pool. So to just be easily able to get them extra water, we're working on training them how to just drink fresh water. Like Sakari did a perfect job of. So that's why they're having a little flashlight by now. But when they were doing the urine collection, they actually tried different times after they hydrated whales to see when the best time to try to collect that sample was. So quickly enough, those two behaviors visited really with one another. But talking a little bit more about that hearing study, with the information that we found out what that killer whale hearing range is, we were able to give it to government officials who were able to directly make an influence on wild killer populations. So killer whales as a species, and as a whole, are currently thriving. They are not threats, but there are one particular population as they live along the Pacific Northwest, along the coast of Washington, Oregon. This particular population, called the southern resident killer whales, they are critically endangered. They are facing the lowest population numbers they have ever before. And a lot of that is going to be due to human effects. And they're going to have a harder time finding their food, which we're taking a lot of. You should understand this. Something that us humans eat too, but that's our primary food source. So between not being able to find it, and also having lots of different human sounds around them that make it harder to find their foods, we were able to help create sound-safe sanctuaries for the whales. So within the killer whale hearing range, humans can't produce sounds that fall within that range. So we're directly helping killer whale populations out of the ocean. And then one of the other great things about having killer whales in our care, and one of the reasons, the primary reason that we train them and interact with them so closely, is that we're able to have them actually participate in their own sensory sessions. Of course, you can have killer whales in your care, but you want to keep them nice and as healthy as possible. So by having a great relationship with the whales and asking them to actively participate in those behaviors makes taking care of them a lot more easy. So that's why we take behaviors like collecting urine samples or even those eye drops that Jim and Scott are working on. Lots of different ways to help make sure the whales in our care are nice and healthy. And another great thing that we learned about a research study that directly involves Sakari here, well, if you guys didn't know, Sakari right here in front of us is the offspring, or in human terms, the daughter of Takara. So when she came right here in Seaworld, we did a few more research things. And one of them involves, Sakari has every animal has. Killer whales are marine animals, and one of the characteristics of being an animal is going to be to give birth to live young, and then of course they would feed their young with milk. But killer whales, the females live longer than the males. And we were wondering why. And through studying hermetic truths, we might have found the reason. And as killer whales, they eat fish that's caught from the ocean. Our whales here eat fish that's caught from the ocean. And even as humans are influenced by this, but as more plastic is being put into the environment, depending on which animals eat other animals, it builds up in the immune system of all the animals. So, when females have a way to get rid of some of that pollution within them by nursing their young, that helps them live a little bit longer in the long term. And of course, this is pretty sad because we don't want female killer whales to be getting pollutions to create through lactation. But it's a great reminder of all of our everyday. It's a great reminder to us that all of our everyday actions directly influence not only the whales, but all of us here on Earth. So as long as we're doing our part, even if we're recycling or using a little bit less plastic in our everyday lives, it really does make a difference. It's not just about one person doing something, it's about one person adding up. Like everyone's doing little things.
Will you have everyone do this to say goodbye?
Oh, of course. Okay, we're gonna have all of you guys say goodbye to Safari. Here. You do say goodbye, everyone. And do this. And give her a big wave goodbye. That's a great you too. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We had a great time hanging out with our amazing killer whales. It was a huge privilege for me to be able to spend time with them. So I'm so happy you guys were able to join us today. But there's going to be trainers hanging around our habitats. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to come up to us. I'm going to say that the box morning with these two wheels one time just everywhere. But once again, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you have a great rest of your day at Seaworld San Antonio. Bye, guys.
Give me a drink.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Just one pop.
Okay, let's go. Just one second.
Oh, of the day? Yeah, I haven't been able. I didn't live here, so I never got to see the other give you a destination. That's not very ladylike. Yeah, I'm working a little bit closer with them now. Usually if I'm going to be over the wall or, at the moment, but yeah,
Does somebody stay with them at night?
we have a security officer who's here 24 hours a day, and then depending on our schedule,
Thank you very much, babe.
I've been looking at it awful hard. And it does kind of look like what Harry said it looked like.
What did Harry say it looked like?
Quite a temptation, though. You know, there's no greater thrill a father can have than taking bottles for something his kids do, even if he has to do it for them.
Your father used to do this?
No, he was much too busy living his own life to have time.
How do you know if they're sad or happy?
Sad and happy have human emotions, so we don't usually like to use those words.
Their behavior every day, and you get to know what behaviors are associated with different behaviors, or what kind of behaviors kind of mean different things based on what you see. And I don't think happy and sad are really emotions that are killer whale emotions.
They just like to play.
No, I mean, they're very social animals, and they have a hierarchy, so like Takara is the dominant whale, and if things aren't going the way she wants them to, she will put the other whales in their place. And same thing with the males, like even if the four of them are together, she'll put all the males and her daughter in their place. But right now, when the two males are together, Kayukit is the more dominant of Tuar, so if Tuar is not doing what he wants him to do, he'll put him in his place. So, but yeah, it's hard to say happy or sad. But they have killer whale tendencies. So yes, it's kind of hard to put human emotions on them. But they definitely have their killer whale personalities. That's for sure.
And they recognize you, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. We each have our own individual relationships with them. Obviously, I've been here for all of Sakari's life. She just turned 16, so I've known her all of her life. Sakara moved here from Seaworld in Florida back in 2007 or 8, so I've known her since she's been here. Kayukit, I've known him for the last 23 years since I've started in this area. So I've had relationships that long with those whales, and it's our jobs to build relationships with them. A really cool behavior that we teach them is called the "Who am I?" And so the hand signal for that is just pointing to yourself like this, and each trainer has a different behavior that the whales will emit when you ask them that. And so if I say "Who am I?" to Sakari, she'll emit a vocalization. But if Kylan, who's another trainer that works with her, she says "Who am I?" she'll emit a mouth open behavior. So what's really cool is that means they know which trainer it is.
Yeah.
And they recognize. And sometimes they discriminate in good ways and in not so good ways, which is also really cool. Just is a testament to how strong your relationship
You
is.
get to get in the water and swim with them?
No, we haven't done that since 2010.
Well, like
I remember when I was younger.
No, we do what's called a water desensitization, and we do that in our medical pool, and we do that as a means of, like, if we were to fall into the pool with them, they would know how to respond, but not in a way that we used to. Yeah.
Have you ever swam with them?
Yes, I've been here for 23 years. So yeah.
I remember back in that day when they would swim with them and stuff like that. Flip them up in the air. That was pretty cool.
Did you have a question, sir?
What's the signal? Because when they're going to sleep, one hemisphere is still working. How do you know when both hemispheres are on? I ask because I also have kids. I want to know when your brains are working.
I mean, when they're actively interacting with us, obviously they're always responding and things like that. I would say a lot of times when they get into their patterns and they're kind of methodically swimming around, a lot of times that's probably an opportunity.
Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the joins. I'm going to end this live. I'll see you at 1:15 for the orchestra.